a bright and sunny day out here today, and I'm just going to take y'all and show you something that was gifted to me for Christmas from a family member that I can finally utilize and so excited about. This was my Christmas present from Colby's parents, and I'm finally able to use it. So if y'all don't know what this is, let's take a look. It's been over in the barn. And if you guessed a table for my greenhouse, you're right. So we have got to get this big baby moved over into my greenhouse, which is right there. The thing is it's pretty heavy because it's solid wood. And the other thing is my greenhouse is so crammed right now that you literally can't even walk in there. So we're gonna move everything out. I've got just some regular pop-up tables that are in there right now that I really need to get out so I can utilize that space. We really need to wait until it's warm enough to leave some of my stuff out, but I'm kind of jumping the gun. I want to get ahead as far as organization goes. So since it's a pretty day outside today, we're going to go ahead and do that. But I cannot leave anything out because we're going to have still some cold snaps that is going to prevent me from leaving some of those things out. So I will have to, in return, reorganize everything in there, which is going to be a big deal, and why Colby is coming out to help me. Because if y'all look in here, you literally cannot even walk in there. Everything just kind of gets crammed in for the winter and stays in one spot. And we just basically go in and out through the winter, just watering, making sure that it stays warm and stuff like that. But today we're going to be bringing everything out. I'm going to be up potting a couple of things. I'm going to be cutting back a couple of things. Then we're going to go in and reorganize, fully reorganize this, and try to make it to where we can utilize this space even better. And I think with my gardening table in there, it's going to be good. Y'all, for real, did that take longer than you expect?
No, I mean not longer, just a lot hotter and a lot sweatier.
Well, it did take longer than I expected, but we were able to do so much. I'm just going to give y'all the big reveal. Actually walk in here now. It is so organized. There was so much that needed to just be cut back. I got to everything except for this little section of asparagus, all of my other mints, celery leaf, all of the other asparagus, all of my flowers. Everything has pretty well been cut back, so I'm very pleased with that. Now, these are some kind of struggling, sweet potato slips that I started inside that really needed to be transferred, but they really beaming hot, and the temperature's fluctuating a little bit here. But some of the dead leaves from some of the flowers, this is actually echinacea or coneflower. The roots and leaves are harvested to boost immunity. So yes, they are pretty, and I put them in some pots to put outside around the house, but they are also used here at the Max as well. So a lot like this. Peppermint needed to be trimmed up, some of the dead that was off of that. So we moved everything out, pretty much everything out. We got my old tables out, my new table in. You can see we already utilized it. I had to up pot a couple of things as well. We got all of it moved back in. I also, guys, I have been wanting to do this for so long, and I was finally able to do it. Here is a pineapple, and it has been in a 5-gallon bucket. Now, it put me off a pineapple last year. Right here, this may bloom off into a pineapple, but you see now that it is in a huge container, which is very beneficial for me. I have to make sure that holes go in that or it will drown. So another thing I have to do before we go inside. But this one down here was also up potted, and as you see, it is already putting off a beautiful pineapple in that one. So just some things that like needed to be done in the greenhouse that it's really hard to do in the wintertime. We got a whole trash can full of trash out of here, whether it was like broken pots. All of those things have been moved out. So very pleased with this. This was a couple of hour long project, but all in all, very happy with that. Now, one of the other things that Colby and I discussed is I want to come in right here on this ceiling, and from this beam over to actually probably the other beam that's right there, I want to either build another wood section or use piping, something along those lines to connect into those woods where I can hang. So I would love to put some hanging strawberries in here. I would love to hang. There's a couple of things that I could pot and hang, and that would also get some stuff out of the way. And I could use like my tools. I could get on hangers up there. I could use the water hose instead of chunking it on the floor. I could also use that to hang up there. So lots of different things I could utilize there, and it would, even if I use like PVC pipe, very cost effective. So very, very pleased with today. It is one of those days in Mississippi where you don't know if you're going to have a coat on or a short sleeve short and shorts on. And if you're like the kids, you're up there playing in water because it almost feels like summer. But we are very pleased to have this project done and behind us. We are about to go throw some lines in the pond and spend some time together as a family fishing. We have a couple more things we want to do to tidy up before spring fully comes. Getting a handle on this, you guys seen me weed and weed and weed and weed, and that was one thing that I just could not keep under control last year, was the grass back there. So we have some plans for that. I still have a couple of strawberries and things planted that we're going to be digging up in the next week or so, and we're going to be covering that with some weed fabric barrier to get a hold on that grass. We're going to utilize that bed in the fall instead of the summer, since I have such a hard time with grass back there. So just out tidying up, planting. You know, we can't plant much right now, but we can go ahead and start planting, making those plans, knowing what we want to go where. We also put some potatoes and some onions in the ground today. Moving real quick, I forgot to turn you guys on, but it is always good to get stuff in the ground, because we know when things go in the ground, things are going to feed us. Learning those skills to keep those seeds, that is also important. A lot of things that have growing back in the greenhouse are things that either naturally come back or are going to come back because I put the seeds off in there from last year. So very, very important things going on and happening here at the Max. A lot got accomplished today, and I told you, you wouldn't know if it was winter weather or summer weather, because we're playing outside soaking wet.
We just got in the pool.
In the hot tub and the pool.
And the water hose. Yeah. No.
And I'm sure that it's still pretty cool, but
No,
it is pretty warm outside today as well. So you just don't ever know here in Mississippi if it's going to be summer weather or winter weather, and literally within a couple of days it can change like that. But we're utilizing the time that we have right now to our benefit, not wasting any time, getting those plans made, getting those preparations done on this beautiful day. So we're about to wrap up on the chores, go throw some lines in the pond, and enjoy some family time. Dolly's coming and her friend's coming right behind her. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Who you got with you? Huh? You got Sonny with you? Sonny is obviously hanging with the girl, ready to do his job. She might be a little bit of a problem, and y'all already know the deal with her, so she better get with the program. Even though you're sweet and you're pretty and you're A2, you better get with the program, sister. The last chore of the day is going over to the dairy. We have to separate the mamas and the calves so that we can milk in the morning. We're calling her a wrap on today. The sun's going down. It's getting a little cool out here. So God bless and happy homesteading, y'all.